So what do we have to do? So what do you think I'm going to do with this chicken now first?
Marinate.
No. Seal it. Is this marinate? Am I marinating? Yes, Miss Burr, you were right. So, sealing. So I need to seal this chicken. Okay, Yo-Yo, do you want to come and seal this chicken for me, please? Arborio rice. Okay, what is arborio rice? Arborio is a region in Italy. Okay, so the rice which they grow there is called an arborio rice. Okay, that's a type of rice. But this rice has high in starch. When I say high in starch, it's not like sticky rice. When it cooks, you get a lot of like a soupy starch. Okay, which we're going to use to make a risotto. Okay, so when you cook this rice, it's very important you fry the rice. Why? Why do we fry rice? Sorry? It keeps the rice separate. Okay, it cooks separately. You cook it, you fry it, and then you add water to it. It doesn't become like a smashed rice, because this we're going to keep mixing. Unlike other rices, like steamed rice, we cook and we leave it until it cools down a bit as well. Why? If I start what happens if you mix hot rice? If you keep mixing the hot rice, chicken stock, and leave it. Okay, so get some flavor. I've got some bay leaves. Okay, some thyme. Alright, I'm gonna go straight with all the
So did you just put oil at the start or?
oil. Yes, oil was already there. Okay, and a bit of. So what happens in the real world is we make a base, risotto base. So we can't make risotto. I can't start this when I get an order for risotto, right? Because it takes a long time to make risotto. Okay, so we half cook the rice. We cool it down, portion it in containers, and we have the right size and whatever flavor we want to add, and then we continue cooking. Cool. Okay. But here I'm going to start the rice and I'm going to cook all the way. That's the difference. Okay. Risotto, it's very hard to cook it all the way through. Why? Because the rice takes a long time to cook. The mushroom cooks very quickly. The chicken also cooks very quickly. Right? If I start like that, the chicken would have been smashed by the time I cook the rice. Okay, that's why for a base flavor, I've added some onions, garlic, and some bay leaves and thyme. But you could do whatever. I've also added onion, carrot, celery, right? Any types for a base risotto. Okay. And also sometimes the chicken stock, if the chicken stock is too strong, I use half chicken stock and half water as well. Okay, so that is depending upon how strong the chicken stock is. When I'm making a seafood risotto, I start with still chicken stock, right? I don't use fish stock. Right, I just add, when I add the seafood, when I cook the seafood in a pan, that itself already has a lot of seafood flavor, right? If I add fish stock to cook the risotto would be like very strong seafood flavor. Okay? And also mussels, whenever you add mussels, anywhere mussels gives you a lot of seafood flavor, right? Okay, I'm being mindful, I'm still sauteing the onions, but I don't want too much color. Too much color, then transfer into the rice as well. Okay. When I start to get a little bit of color, that's when I add the rice and fry it. Frying is very important. And also the water, the liquid. So you're gonna add bit by bit by bit. Okay, I'll tell you why later. Okay, when we start doing this. Okay, so I'm happy with the onions. Right, so I'm gonna add the rice. It's about 2 kilos of rice I've got there. All right, should be plenty for the food. Okay. I always like to cook the risottos in a wide pot than the longer one. Alright? That's why I picked this pot. This was the widest. Okay? If it is longer, it's hard for me to mix. Okay? This rice has constant mixing. Okay? If I don't mix, everything will be stuck and burnt in the bottom. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also there's different ways of finishing the risottos, okay? Some risottos are soupy. Some risottos are like not a bit dry, okay? I like the soupy ones. Right. So you fry the rice for about 5 minutes, or when you touch the rice, it should be really hot. It's very hot. So that's when you know you've fried enough. Okay? 2 ways. You can go for timing as well, or when you touch this rice, see, I can still touch it. That means it's not fried enough. Okay? And the bay leaves, you can take it out before you serve. You don't have to serve the bay leaves.
You're frying, right? I have a timer.
You have a timer? Alright, for some extra flavor, I'm gonna add lemon zest. Zest of the lemon. Alright, and cheese is definitely yes for risotto. Alright, because that's gonna add a lot of flavor. Right, and Italian, there's nothing without good cheese. You could do a lot of different types of risottos and a lot of different ways of risottos, but pre-cooking the rice, this is the best way. I've also seen some restaurants cook the risotto rice as unlike steamed rice as well, but I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, the risotto has to be cooked this way for me. Okay. That's mainly because the arborio rice, right, it's quite starchy. Okay? Joshua, do you know our chicken? Cookery?
Yes,
Okay, can you get that? Put it in one of the pots and keep it warm, please. Until it covers the rice, and cook and mix until the stock evaporates. Okay, this is not any salt, so I'm gonna add salt here, or I can add salt in the stock as well. Either ways.
I think this one is not because I remember.
Okay, who? Group B, Group 3.
Yeah, this is.
Who's Group 3?
Yes.
Just see if there's any other bowl or a pot. Cooked rice. Okay, once I add a little bit of water, I would just put them in a tray, flat tray like this. Pour them in a flat tray like that, and then add a little bit of water. Go. Yeah, that's enough. The reason why I'm adding water is I don't want to use all chicken stock.
The unshot,
What?
the zest and stuff.
Halfway, okay? I wouldn't add anything until halfway. Because this is zest and this can hold the flavor. Or it doesn't burn and stuff. Or I could add preserved lemons as well. How to preserve a
Someone
lemon,
really wants to
you
beat
just
now, right?
use lemon skin and then you put in an oil.
Hey, sorry.
Janipa or number one, what are you doing?
What the heck?
I just want to taste it. And I'm going to taste
Which one did you taste?
the lemon.
Yeah. What is it called? What is it called?
Pomegranate momo.
Cheers.
Oh, kembali.
Strong?
It's not strong.
Not strong. Sour and Shiraz, right? They're all different way of making wine, right? Like, what is the difference between olive oil and vegetable oil?
The concentrate.
Different.
Flavor.
Flavor,
That's
right? Like that, there's a lot of different types of wine as well. What is the difference between wine and like sparkling wine? Sparkling wine has a fizz in it, right?
What is
Not-
it? Sweeter. Sparkling one is very sweet.
So you need red grapes to make red wine, white grapes to make white wine.
Okay.
And white wine is more sweeter.
Yeah,
More
white
sweeter
wine
side.
is more sweeter, and
red is
most of the
bitter.
time you keep the white wine chilled. They drink it cold. Red wine they drink it room temperature. There's a lot of you have a wine course.
Yeah.
Just to if you go to some winery, they give you a wine tour. Right? There's a wine course. There's about a 6 months of course for to learn how to make wine and how to taste wine as well. Right. Right. See how it's sloppy. So that's half cooked for me. So what I would do is I put in a tray and leave it in the cool room so that it can cool down straight away. And then I take the rice which is already cooked, and then I cook it further. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to cook it further. Like see how I've been constantly stirring, mixing. The rice is still not smashed. Okay, that's why you need to fry it. Is there anything in the oven? Right, can we put the chicken wings in the oven, please? Warid, what's the temperature of the oven? Yeah, ice cream and sorbet. Alright, so now I add the mushroom to make it a mushroom risotto. Sorry? Yeah, no, those ones we don't use it, we use the other one. Okay, that one just takes a long time to make ice cream.
I can make a sorbet which is just freeze overnight.
Yes. Sorbet again, you need to churn it, so you need to use a churner. Okay, so there's not much lemon flavor, so I'm gonna add churner is it freezes as it mixes. So to make ice cream, those are all churners. So it freezes, at the same time it mixes as well.
Oh, okay.
Or in our place we like to freeze it, then we just do it the next one.
Yes, that's also where the churner does that easily.
Chef, what was with mushroom like?
So I just cooked mushroom in butter, some thyme, and some salt. Just sauteed them because I don't want to add raw mushroom to this. It doesn't have much flavor.
So it's butter and thyme in the mushroom.
Yes, just butter and thyme. Because I'm making sure the pot doesn't stick as well. Okay, close to finish now. I'm going to add this piece.
Risotto always is with this.
Then I'm going to add rest of the chicken stock.
I love chicken stock.
Yeah, it smells good, isn't it?
Chicken soup.
Add some water as well, please. Some good.
Hot water.
Yes. So this is the final stage of the more water, please. I think that's not hot enough. See this? The chicken's cold. Okay? So what you're going to do is mix it. Add a little bit more water if you want.
You want me to start on the stove? The chicken?
For paella, the same procedure.
Sorry? Fine.
Alright, so I'm gonna add all the water.
Napatay lang.
We just use the stove.
Yeah, just use the stove. Okay. Parsley. And a lot of butter. Okay? So that's gonna make it a nice and creamy. So for one portion, if I'm putting one portion, I might add this much, right? So because we've made like close to 15 portions, 15 grams of butter. So trust me, that's what's gonna make it taste really, really good, okay? Especially the sauce. As soon as you add the butter, you see the glaze in the sauce. Sorry, what?
I eat that much in one portion. I eat 1-2 kilograms in one day.
Seriously, this is not one portion of risotto.
One portion.
Yeah, one, no, yeah.
Yes, one.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
eat 2 kilograms in one day.